Hi friends, hope you're having an awesome day so far. My name is Josh and today I'm going to be teaching you a really fun song to play on the piano. You probably just saw it in the intro. This is going to be Homesick by Dua Lipa. This is just a really beautiful piano song. It's really fun to play. It's a little tricky, but I'm going to be going over all the chords step by step, finger by finger, so that you can learn it for yourself. And then if you want to add some of the more trickier arpeggios and stuff, you can try to add that as we go along as well. This song was actually suggested to me in the comment section of one of my other videos, and I had never even heard it before, but after getting a few comments to see a tutorial for this song, I decided I would go for it. So yeah, feel free to leave other songs down in the comments that you want to see me do. I obviously can't do them all, but I love to hear any suggestions you've got. All right, let's get into this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and here we go. All right, everyone, let's get started now with this tutorial. So this song is going to be in the key of F sharp major, meaning that we're going to have 5 sharps. So how I like to think about it is we're just using all the black keys, and then the only white keys that we're going to use are going to be B and F. So that should make things a bit easier as you're trying to learn this song. All right, so let's get started with the intro first. First, we're going to go over the chords, and then I'll show you a little bit about how it's played. So we're just going to have 4 chords here in the intro. So this first chord here, this is going to be a D sharp minor 7 chord. So I'm going to play D sharp, F sharp, and C sharp here in the left hand, and then add D sharp, F sharp, and A sharp here in the right hand. All right, that's our first chord. Now for our second chord, what we're going to do is we're going to go down to a B in the left hand, and then to match the piano part of the song, I play 2 D sharps here, and I usually like to play them just with one hand. And this is going to be our B chord, B and D sharp here, and then we're actually going to go to the 9th here, which is C sharp. So this is going to be a B add 9 chord, and we just play something a little like this. Right? All right, so now the third chord we're going to have is going to be an F sharp chord. So we're going to play right here. This is just going to be F sharp in the left hand, and then F sharp, A sharp, and F sharp here in the right hand. And if you can't reach, feel free to just drop some notes to make it a bit easier for you. And lastly, we're going to play this chord here. This is going to be an A sharp minor 7 chord. So we'll have A sharp and F here in the left hand, then G sharp, that's our 7th, right? And then C sharp and F here in the right hand. All right, so those 4 chords one more time. D sharp minor 7, B add 9, F sharp, and A sharp minor 7. Now looking at how we play them, let me just kind of walk you through it slowly. We do have a lot to get through today, so we won't have a lot of time to spend on every single melody, but I'll show you a little. So what we do here is we kind of go down like that, and then in the left hand, play something like this. So put those together, and now we go to this chord, the B. And that transition can be a bit tricky going from this. So if you want to make it easier for you, you can either like play the left hand like this, instead of doing this all with one hand like I like to, or you can just, you know, drop some of these notes, make it easier to play, I don't know. Just something easier. And then going on to the F sharp, that's kind of how we go. Second time is going to be exactly the same, but then I think I end something down here for our A sharp minor 7 chord. Just like that. All right, so that's going to be our intro. Now we're going to move on to the verse, and the verse is going to have a similar progression to the intro, but it's going to be a little bit different. So let's go over that now. So our first chord is going to be the same that we had in the intro. That's going to be our D sharp minor 7 chord. I'm playing it pretty similarly to how we did then. And then we're going to go on now to our B add 9 chord. You see, so this is just like a normal B chord, B, F sharp, B, D sharp, and F, but then sometimes I'll go to this C sharp. All right, that's our B add 9. And then we'll go here to our F sharp chord like before. A few more notes now, F sharp, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and F sharp. And now a similar chord to what we had before. So remember before we had this A sharp minor 7 chord. But now what we're going to do is we're going to play basically the exact same thing, but in the left hand, instead of having an A sharp here at the bottom, we're going to move up to a C sharp here. So this is going to be a C sharp chord. But before we play this C sharp chord, we're actually going to suspend it. So what we have is C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and F. F here is our third, so we're going to raise that to this F sharp, and we're just going to play this first and then resolve down like that to our C sharp chord. So let's go over those 4 chords again one more time. D sharp minor 7. Here is going to be our B add 9 chord, and similar to how we suspended our C sharp chord, this isn't a suspension technically, but it kind of plays like one because we go from this third to this second like that, kind of like you're suspending a chord and then resolving it. And then our third chord now, F sharp, and then lastly, C sharp, suspended to the C sharp. All right, so now talking about how these are going to be played, it's played very freely, and you're going to just be playing lots of kind of motions going up in the left hand and then adding some accessory notes here in the right hand to kind of just fill up the space, you know? So altogether you might get something like this. So yeah, just try to play something like that, moving up in the left hand, adding a few notes here in the right hand, and then remembering to do that thing going from the B to the 9th there, just like that, and then similarly on the C sharp suspended, just resolve back to that C sharp chord somehow like that. And yeah, throughout this song, it's going to be played a little bit differently every time, so that's why I can't show you exactly how to play it, but you can play it however you want to because of that, so feel free to just make it as easy or as complicated as you want to. So moving on in the verse now, after we play that 3 times, those 4 chords, we're going to repeat them 3 times. On the 4th time, we're going to have those same first 2 chords, D sharp minor 7 and B add 9. But now we're going to go to this chord, which is going to be a G sharp minor chord with an added 11th up here and an added 7th here. So you probably can't reach this whole chord right here. So you can simply play it like this. But I do like to have this bass note, so what I usually do is, you know, kind of roll up in the left hand with an arpeggio like this. Something like that. But yeah, those notes are going to be G sharp, D sharp, and B here in the left hand. Remember, you can roll up if you can't reach that. And then we're going to have D sharp, F sharp there is our 7th, and then this C sharp on top, that's going to be our 11th. And then we're going to go to this chord, keep the exact same right hand now, but we're going to play B in the left hand along with our F sharp and B to play a B add 9 chord. And again, these are played pretty freely. And then that'll take us right into our chorus. So getting started with the chorus, we're just going to have 4 chords that are going to repeat through the chorus, and then we're going to have a little bit at the end of the chorus that's going to change. So the 4 chords that we're going to have here in the chorus are going to be right like this. We're going to start here on our F sharp chord. So I'm playing F sharps in the left hand, A sharp, C sharp, and F sharp in the right. Now we're going to go down to our A sharp minor 7 chord like we used in the intro. So I'm going to play A sharps here in the left hand, G sharp, C sharp, and F. All right, now we're going to go on to this, which is going to be our D sharp minor chord, or D sharp minor 7 if you want to add in that C sharp like that. So we'll have D sharps in the left hand, F sharp, A sharp, and D sharp, or C sharp if you want it. And then we'll go down to our B chord, and I usually will add the 9 at some point as well. So here's B's, F sharp, B, D sharp, and then you can add that C sharp as the 9th. And yeah, so just playing through those chords, it'll sound like this. Something like that. And then you can try to bring in a bit more rhythm into the right hand, a bit more power, because this is in the chorus is where we begin to hear a lot more from the piano. So you can play something now like this. Something like that. And yeah, so that chord progression is just going to repeat, so feel free to mix it up as you want to. Anything like that. So that first time, we're going to play this main chord progression for the chorus 3 times, and then after those 3 times, we're going to have this here. Start with a B chord, so B, F sharp, B, and D sharp. And then go to an F sharp chord, but over an A sharp. So we'll have A sharp, F sharp, A sharp, and C sharp here. And then we'll just repeat back to the B and to the F sharp over A sharp again. And we're just gonna play those. So 2 times on each of those chords, and then we're gonna play something like this. And that is just going to be basically on an F sharp chord, so you can just play like our F sharp chord like this, and then play some melody with these black keys up here. Like that, and that is kind of just what's taking us from the end of our first chorus to the start of our second verse. All right, so that is going to be the end of our first chorus, but now let me look at the second time that we play this, or the third time that we play the chorus. It's going to be pretty similar, but it's going to be a bit different, but nothing really new. So once again, we're going to play this progression we had, B to F sharp over A sharp, repeat B, F sharp over A sharp. Now we're going to play it a third time, like that, and now we're going to go to this chord like we played before, this G sharp minor 11 chord. And I like to play this thing, so if you arrange your fingers like this, you can just roll right down like this. So that's going to be our G sharp minor 11 chord, and then on our B chord, which we're going to go to next, remember we had this same thing at the end of the verse, and it's just going to look like this, and I just play the same thing in the right hand like this. Before going back into the chorus or the end of the song. Alright, so then the last thing to show you now is just the outro of the song, and there's this really cool piano thing that sounds like it might be a little complicated, but it's actually not too bad. It's just going to be using all the black keys, which is a pentatonic scale. It kind of gives it this kind of unique sound here at the end. So if you just start here on the G sharp and the D sharp in your right hand, or if you want to play them with one hand, it's up to you. And then you just walk down one black note in each hand at a time, until you get to here, to the D sharp and A sharp, and then you just add this B. And that's going to be our B major 7 chord that we're going to end on. And that is how we end the song, something like this. Yeah, a really nice ending. And it's pretty unique because we're not ending on our home chord, our 1 chord in the key of F sharp, which is F sharp, of course. We're ending on this 4 chord. But all right, that does it. That is every section you need to know to play this song, Homesick by Dua Lipa. Feel free to leave any comments down below if you have any questions for me. I would be happy to try to answer those for you. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed that one. That was a really fun song to learn and a really fun tutorial to make. Once again, remember to like this video and subscribe if you're enjoying it and you want to see more. That really helps support me and I would really appreciate it as well. Anyways, I hope you have a splendid rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.